Alrighty, and once again, a very good evening, everybody. Mayday here, your TGC Tours Major Championship Design Contest Coordinator and Streamer. Great to have you along with us for what is our final playthrough in this contest. Yes, we've already played 22 wonderful courses in the TGC Major Championship Design Challenge. This is number 23, the Gladiator, by Cullen. Snuck in 8 minutes under the deadline back on April the 15th. Our final playthrough here in this championship. You can check out all of our contest courses by clicking on the link just put up in the chat box. And of course, as we said, this is our final playthrough. You can catch the broadcast archives of the previous 22 in the link I'm about to post into the chat. All of them have been uploaded to YouTube. We'll load this one to YouTube as well afterward, and from there the fun part begins. The judges get to sink their teeth in and deliberate. In fact, those deliberations are already taking place throughout the weekend. The judge is going to be trying to pare this field of 23 down to about 10 to 12 courses that they are going to give more consideration as they start to narrow down who the real contenders are in this contest. Hey, Bavakian. So yeah, it's really getting down to the nitty-gritty. We'll be announcing a winner in about 3.5 weeks after the PGA Championship wraps up. That's May 19th. We'll announce the winner. And that winning course will be able to host TGC Tours 2019 United States Open. If you've been along, you know the ground rules by now, but we'll just go over them one final time. These courses were streamed on a first published, first played basis. As we said, Carl Allen was able to sneak this one in 8 minutes under the deadline. He was the last course in, hence why he is the last playthrough. We've set everything up in tournament conditions in an offline society. And for the sake of our playthroughs, we are using the round 1 settings that have been designated by the designer for the contest. Pretty much all of these courses I've tackled sight unseen. The comments I make are kind of my first blush reactions and do not necessarily represent the opinions of TGC Tours administration or the judging panel. And with that, of course, I'm always happy to get in touch with the designer offline, talk more about the observations said in this stream. But as always, make your mama proud. We got the chat going on the right-hand side of your screen. Designers can catch this on demand if they wish, as we've mentioned. And putting the chat up on the right side of the screen helps them follow along if they're watching back on YouTube instead of Twitch. They can see what you and the audience are saying as well, good, bad, and indifferent. You're more than welcome to chime in with your thoughts. That chat and that banner really has helped make these playthroughs go. And it's been really fun to do them all, so I appreciate everybody who's popped in for the playthroughs and given their 2 cents worth, and it's been a fun time. So with that, let's head to the tee of our final course, the Gladiator by Cullen Allen. Of course, as part of a busy night for me tonight, I'll be joining TK and Scob on the Diamond Cutters a little bit later on. Hey, Greg Fordyce in the house. How's it going? Catch him and Nobleman on the TGC Tours Reviewers Show on Thursdays and Saturdays. And we start with, I think it's a toss-up between this and the 9th hole at Osei as far as the shortest hole in the entire competition. I can't remember. I think 9 at Osei might have been a fuzz shorter, but either way. And even though you've got a lob wedge in your hand to start, it's not like you're easing into this round because you got some pretty tight landing windows regardless of where he puts the pin. And a lot of trouble if you get it wrong. So a little bit you're thinking, okay, 90, a little lob wedge to start, a little pitch and putt. This is a first swing of the day, a little unnerving actually. Greg pointing out the contour, and yes, this is a well-sculpted green complex for sure. Well, all right, we're safely aboard. Going at 187s. Have to imagine this is going slightly downhill. Oh, more than I thought. Now that's an opportunity lost right off the bat. We're at a 9-yard par 4 here. Kind of a swampy area there on the right. Kind of a cross hazard for your drive. Hey, welcome, Vlad. Yes, it has. It has indeed been a fun journey. Hey, Ryan J. McConnell in the house. Evening. See what he's done here with kind of the retaining walls. I'll say right away, I'm not gonna, excuse me guys, I'm not gonna talk too much about some of the technical things and stuff like that. I mean, Cullen, made it known he was, he was pressed for time. He had some real life stuff going on, and he almost missed the deadline. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of last-minute touch-ups that I'm sure he would have wanted to make, given a little bit of time, but that kind of got away from him. And Dwayne in the house, morning. This wind is I'm really tempted to try to take that force carry on, but I think in this instance, I think taking the 2-wood up in here is the better play, because it's actually a better angle in. And I think for the most part, bounce it off the bridge. No, I'm not playing one of Nesbitt's courses. We're not going to do a bridge gate here. I think I might have almost liked to have seen like a big bunker, little pop bunker right here to kind of dissuade this angle and kind of coax me to try to take this force carry on off the tee a little more. It seems like if I could just nestle a 2-wood right in there, that's my best play. Or Risharba, Jay. Dwayne, so I take it Jeff must like this course. Yeah, I mean, I would, right above where my landing circle is, like right in here, just a little daunting pot bunker. If you tuck that pin back in there, I mean, you still got the backboard to work with, but I mean, that makes that shot, or even some mounding even. May not even have to be a bunker. I mean, stick a big old mound right there in front. That really changes the strategy of the hole. Ooh, a little bit slow. We'll be alright, though. We'll be okay. Might not be a terrible miss, actually, all things considered. Possibly a small herd of goats. Come on, Greg, whose damn course do you think this is? Get rid of that tree too. Keep the mounding or another bunker going up the side of the green. Yeah, I could see that. Oh! That just subtly leaked left on me. A good old TGC 1 lip out where it crashes on the low side. Now that's not a good start for later tonight in diamond cutters. Two missed very makeable birdie opportunities by the wayside. So this right here is something we're going to see. This was Cullen's big risk on this course. A quad green. So this is... Okay, we got the society flags here, but you've got 4 different holes. Yeah, this is Cullen Islands. 4 different holes playing into this one central grandstand, central area. Yeah, I did see that Spartan for Night bounced one off the grandstand and nearly holed out. That was honorable mention in last night's slice of the action on what's going on. I still think it's more impressive to hit a putt onto a top of a brick wall, but that's just me. What's supporting the back grandstand? Looks like you got a pillar there. Safely aboard. Well, it doesn't make any sense with the pond there on the right, but in my mind's eye, there should almost... I would have liked a little kickboard off that right side to help work it toward the pin, but like I said, that's just a visual thing in my eye that I saw. Alright. Not a lot of undulation in these greens. It's been very subtle. Still haven't been able to make a darn thing, so... And that streak continues. Boy, my putting, I tell you. So driving back away from the grandstand now. Like ravine there. Again, to my eye, I think this whole area. I'm not going to get into the planted play area. I know that's one of those last-minute details. But I think overall, I think I might have liked to seen some containment mounds or something, just something to frame this shot a little better. Strategy here is if you take on this carry off the tee, try to skirt this bunker, you are left with a significantly better angle in if you're going to go for the green in 2. Yeah, I'll agree with that, Greg. I've liked the lighting so far. Now that won't do. Now luckily stayed in the fairway there. Okay, so I see what he's done here. Kind of made like a waste bunker there on the left. Ooh. Hook shot into a cut wind and a very narrow target. Tell you what, these guys in the gallery right here, they're kind of taking their lives in their own hands with me hitting this second shot. Well, we wanted to hit the hook into the wind. We have. Have we turned it enough? I told you that was a bad place to stand. Luckily, it came in for them on the hop. All right, so this one actually coming up the hill, which... Oh, I mean, kind of interesting that he's sloped this screen away from the ravine. To me, it would almost have made a little more sense, especially given the macro sculpting. I mean, see how you got the mountains building into the grandstand. You got the high there, the low there. Almost would have made sense for the green to follow that contour and slope from right to left. It's actually going the other way. All right, let's see what we can do here. Alright, I think we may finally get one. Thank you. Hey, we're on the board. Congrats on that, Vlad. Yeah, I certainly don't see why not. It's a very nice track. So, okay, now so we're coming... Nope, this... Is this? Yes, this is back into the stadium, isn't it? Okay. So, second time we've played into the Clover. you could make the argument that either these bunkers are under-sculpted or these bunkers are over-sculpted. Just a very dramatically different look between how they're presented. I would probably go with these being slightly over-sculpted, just given the rest of the course we've seen so far. Alright. I know he's tried to block me here with this tree. It is kind of a horse apiece, isn't it? I still like the other way. Oh, I'd totally have to agree with that, Greg. And LiDAR, like I said, is just that extra piece of the puzzle. But, I mean, the designers, as refined as it's been, there's so much information out there now. I mean, and I've said it before. I mean, even going back to the rookie contest, you know, I really started getting into this game. You know, I first got it right when the disc version of TGC 1 came out. So we're talking, what would that be, May 15? And, you know, it took me, you know, the better part of a year to put out something that I thought was halfway decent, you know, just playing in the designer and, you know, stuff like that. I mean, you know, Laurel Run comes, what, April of 16, I want to say, something like that. And even then, I mean, I look back at Laurel Run now and compare that to what I've put out. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's kind of the red-headed stepchild of my portfolio. And it really took me about 5-6 publishes to really find my groove. And now you're finding guys who, you know, their first publisher just coming in and knocking it right out of the park. But like I said, I think that's, you know, partly a testament to all the great resources out there. You know, if it's Canucks 101 series, or, you know, stuff on Twitch by Eric, or, you know, Reeb, or any, you know, Zephin's been streaming a lot lately. I know Energizer has. I'm kind of two minds about streaming the contest courses, but for the upcoming CC contest, streaming your design process. But the one thing I absolutely can say is, oh, sit down, ball. Whoa, Colin, what have you done to me? Holy crap. But, I mean, the one thing I will say, I mean, if you're a new designer, you know, just getting into this, I mean, the next couple of months coming up, watching these CC contest courses get designed is going to be an absolute treasure trove of information. I mean, just watching how some of these guys go about their business. Man, that's a good point, Bavakian. I mean, between the Dream Team competition and the CC, I mean, just watching some of these guys work, how they work. I mean, heck, even, you know, Matt Fritch's Joy of Planting. I mean, you know, watching these guys work, there's so much great information to be had. And I'd get kind of rambling, but getting back to the point I was making initially, there's just so many great resources out there that it's a lot easier for someone who wants to learn to go out and get the information right away and put out a great course in less time, instead of, you know, what was kind of trial and error back when we started. So it's weird. You go hit the scout cam and all of a sudden you're You're staring at a few ladies' backsides as the camera begins to pan out. Alright, so choice to be had off the tee here. Where do you want to lay it back? You could play it out here. Try to leave yourself a full club in. Try to take this on and get a pitch in. You could cross over here. Also try to hit a pitch. So I think that's the conundrum. Where do you want to place this tee shot? And what are you comfortable hitting with your second? I'm okay hitting a pitch here, so I'm going to take the opposite road. Oh, for sure, Greg. Even then, well, okay, and smartly to this pin location too. I think he's kind of considered that you might come in from either side. And look how he sloped the green. It's running away this way, and it's running away this way. So if you're going to hit the pitch shot, you're going to have a very difficult time controlling your distance and getting it close, especially on 187s. I think I'm far enough back where I can throw a lob wedge up there. That's not a bad spot to miss. That's going to be an uphill putt. That is a very good spot to miss it. How does that not break? Wow, my goodness. I cannot make a single freaking putt tonight. I think that might have had a little phantom break back the other way though, if I'm being honest. Another par 5, and the third time we're hitting into the complex. Now, this is just me wondering aloud, and I'm not going to make judgment on it yet. But I'm already wondering if we've hit into this area 3 times, and we're on the 7th hole. I wonder if perhaps we should have flipped the 9s. I'm just thinking from a spectator standpoint. Okay, you're going to see them 4 times, but you know, you're going to see them 3 times now in the first 7 holes. Whereas, I mean, you flip the 9s, it would be what you'd see them on 12, 14, and 16. I want to say. Now, so much for getting home in 2 here. I really don't know what I want to do. I didn't feel like there was really any good bailout option there, so just I was just kind of hitting hope. That one really died on me. Could I please make a flippin' putt tonight? My goodness. It's been brutal. Absolutely brutal. My putters legit cost me probably 4 or 5 shots already. Third par 3 on the front. Second of which is has been very short. It's another one that you better get the number right. Almost kind of a little bit of a Redan going on here. I mean, you really don't have much of the Redan effect with such a short club in. But it all kind of works back toward this back corner here. It's almost like a short Redan, which is kind of a neat hybrid of a couple of templates. Ooh, did I hit it? Uh-oh. Stay. Wow. That's brutal. That's brutal. But I did get a little too cute with my approach shot. You know, the mistake there was long, and I left it short. J-Dub, how's it going? Oh no. Here we go again. Wow. This hole is taking me behind the woodshed, giving me a spanking. I'm not even going to look at the leaderboard right now. I'm just playing like absolute horse hockey. Long par 4 here. Kind of interesting what he's done. I mean, you really got to think about. This is almost like a valley of sin here. Play the safe route here. You might be blocked out by those trees. I think on the hole, though it makes the hole a little longer, this is the better play. Well, the mistake is long here, isn't it? Mistake has got to be long. What if? Well, Cullen is a Texan, so why don't we hit a little low riser here, see what we get out of it. Nah, I should have went with the 2-wood. I think that might have been the right play with me stuck between clubs. I just took the wrong club. I think that might have actually been the ticket, try to run it up there. It's alright, it'll be a pretty routine par, all things considered. And we will turn and 1 over. One lone birdie on the card. We've had many more opportunities than that. Just have not made a putt to save ourselves. He's gone bunkerless here, which is interesting. And once again, he's got kind of a false front, but one you could perhaps use the ground game on. Almost a little linksy style play here. Acre's a fair way to play with. But the further right, the further safe you play it, realistically, the worse angle you're going to have in for your second shot. So the aggressive play is to try to hug the right side of the fairway here. Try to set up the best angle. I think I can run it right in this little alley right here. That's where I'm playing. Ooh, did we get it there? Yes. Okay, you got to be a little more careful on this putt than you think. It says uphill, but it's running downhill at the hole. So this one has the ability to get away from you pretty quickly if you're not careful. Should start picking up speed. I still can't make anything. Yeah. We just cannot putt to save our lives tonight. So interesting that he's... Thanks, Vlad. Interesting that he's thrown 4 very long par 4s at us in a row. Or 3 very long par 4s, excuse me. 9 was about 480 something. 10 was over 500. 11's 495. That being said, obviously, now that I look at this, I'll amend that statement a little bit because obviously this hole plays a lot shorter than the number. Neat bunkering and bunker placement. I'd agree with that. I think the one thing I'd say here, though, there's not really much dissuading me from taking the low line or encouraging me to take the high line here. And yeah, you got this kind of false edge. I mean, so in theory, playing to the outside of the dog leg would give you a better chance to run it on. But if I'm going to be hitting, 8-9 iron in, do I really need that much running room? Interested to see what my lie is here. Now that's something, though, because now by going low, I do have a blind shot, a partially blind shot, and a side hill lie. So, I mean, that's something he has done. But again, we're going to be coming in, well, with the wind in our face, we'll be coming in with an 8. But that's true, Greg, but see what I wonder is, is it worth, I mean, if you go high, you're going to have a longer shot in, so is that distance trade-off worth the more risk off the tee and the longer club in? Right about there. Do not want to miss right. Ooh, we got away with that one. Or did we? Come on, let's make one. Let's go. Finally. Riddle me this, Batman. A 500-yard par 5 with a stroke index of 1. Huh. Okay, I think I'm beginning to see why. That is a dastardly green complex. And again. Okay, so I've defaulted to wood. I mean, I can hit the driver. I'm going to be left with a blind second shot. But I actually kind of like the angle coming in from there. Yeah, this is, yeah, you better be on point. But, for a short par 5, I'm okay with this. Especially because there's nothing saying that I have to go for this green. And, I could take the long way around. Yeah, that one's kind of blocked by trees, but you know, I could play all the way down the 11th fairway if I wanted and leave a wedge in. It's really a test of bravery. That being said, I think playing the 11th, even though it lengthens the hole, probably the most sensible play. I get a feeling I was just over here. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what he's done here. Okay, so by doing so, I've completely, the angle's so far wide that I've given up my chance to go for this green in 2. So now it's a matter, where do I want to leave myself? Kind of an intimidating win for this hole too, because if I play it up the 11th... Oh, did I not get there? Oh, Jeremy. That was a big miscalculation. But yeah, I mean, if I'd have played up the 11th, now I'm facing wind into me, and I have to carry it. But from this angle, I'm, you know, the green wants to run that way anyway. So I can, I'm starting to clearly see why this hole is, playing as the 1 handicap. Oh. Okay, we got away with it. Why TK? Has Scob gotten a big head? After his miracle last week? Well, TK, I mean, you can see I'm not exactly on point right now either with my playthrough. I am even par through 12. And I've made exactly 1 putt of consequence. So now a 530-yard par 4. But again, this is one I imagine it's going to play shorter than that if you try to cut the dog leg. Ooh, but into the wind. Into the wind. Well, he has placed the bunkers right in the ideal line on this hole. That there is lots of mowing here. This is another area where I think some more sculpting here to kind of bring out the target would have done this well. You know, like made a little valley in here about 100 yards out. Really kind of accentuate this green complex. Does get a little lost in a sea of green. And especially with this lighting, I mean, just some little tweaks in sculpting could have brought out some shadows in the definitely made this pop. Let's see what we got here. Uphill into the wind, a little bit of a ridge to help. I get the feeling this is a touch too much club, but I don't feel like the 5's going to get me there. Yeah, I gotta love trolls. Oh, come on, wind, help me. Help me, wind. So there you go, coming up on the Diamond Cutters tonight at intermission. What will Vicky say about Scott next? It will be the highlight of the show. Aside from TK erupting like Mount Vesuvius. God, words are hard for me today. Now we're high enough. Par 3, 270 yards here, thereabouts. Got this little tier that could help you on this pin. Almost wondered if you'd have to take driver if the green was all the way back here. Certainly enough room to let the ground game show here. I didn't play enough for the win there. Yeah, I wasn't committed to that shot. Was not committed at all. It's alright, should be pretty stock flopping distance here. Like I say, I mean, all things considered, this is about a par 3.5. So, you're not going to be too disappointed walking off this hole with a par. Yin and yang, though. So we go from a 260-yard par 3 to a 250-yard par 4. Par 4 because obviously this green complex is up on a molehill. Very interesting what he's done here. Strategy options abound. I mean, obviously you're going to be tempted to go for it, but you miss short, screwed. Miss left, screwed. Miss right, screwed. Miss long, pretty much screwed. So if you're going to go for this green, don't miss. It's pretty much the moral of the story. I really wish I had a 3-wood about now. I probably could have tried to fast the 2 hybrid, but again, oh, what did I say about missing right? Yeah. Ooh. I don't think so, Vlad. Because let me try to. You'd be hitting in. Let me try to get the camera here. You'd be hitting in right about this angle. So you'd probably end up long left, kind of down in this flat right here. This is not good. This is really not good. Let's see, if the max loft is 83, take 16 off of that, is 67. Uphill into the wind. I'm going to try it. I'm a little surprised that actually worked. But of course I can't do anything with the putt. Oh yeah, I mean this is, yeah, it's just a darn tough green to hit. But then again, I mean that's why it's par 4. It's all right. So 16. Again, almost a bit of a redan here. This one feels more like a true redan. Because let's see. Okay, that area is up, but yeah, you use this kickboard and it funnels down in here. Just think I want to play this in a little low. It's going to kind of die in that bank, I feel. Well, but I think I'd rather be there than be short. I think I'd, well, this is, I gotta be careful with this one. There, we survived. All right, heading back into the Coliseum for the final time. So, now I'll wait till 18 to reserve my judgment as far as whether I'd have flipped the 9s or not. I kind of know where I'm leaning on it. see if we can get one here. Kind of like how the grandstands kind of serve as the backdrop on this hole. There we go. That's a little more like it. Yeah, like I said, I long ago stopped paying attention to that scoreboard, so okay. 18... Alright. And kind of an interesting green complex here, a little turtle-backed. Interesting that the waypoint defaults me out there. I think that's the better angle. Maybe would have liked to seen a touch more drama with those fairway bunkers, but no, having seen, oh, not a great tee shot. I pushed it. Get lucky. Get lucky. That was not lucky. But the point I was going to make there, right before I was so rudely interrupted by a ball in the rough, I would have flipped the nines on this hole, on this course. I definitely would have flipped the nines. Because again, you're coming in. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, hosting a major, you know, then I would have seen the golfers on 8, 12, 14, and 16 in the Coliseum, as opposed to, what was it, 3, 5, 7, and 17. You know, I'd have seen them 4 times later in the round. And, you know, I think that, I mean, by flipping the nines, you break up that string of long par 4s in the middle of the round. So now you would have had 1 and 2 as long par 4s. And then you would have had a short par 3. You'd finish with a long par 4 on 18. You'd start 10 with a short par, the back 9, 10 with a short par 3. So, yeah, I think all things being equal, I would have flipped the nines on this hole, on this course. Well, we're going to break par, ladies and gentlemen. Barely, but we're going to break par. I easily probably left 6, 7 strokes out there with some horrific putting. So, definitely makes you think. Colin definitely took some chances on this course. Whether they all paid off, I think will be a question needing to be answered by the judges. Like I said, and he's admitted it himself, just kind of got pinched for time a little bit. He would have liked to add a little more finishing, you know, touch and polish to this course, and you know, I certainly can see where that comes into play. But again, I mean, that's, you know, I've said it before. It's kind of one of those underrated aspects of a design contest is managing your time. And you know, if you kind of get behind the 8 ball and rush it and the deadline's creeping up on you, I mean, you got to make calls and you got to make sacrifices just to beat the deadline. So it's just one of those things. I mean, you get 2.5 months, just gotta. It's a time management deal. And that's not anything against Cullen. I mean, real life stuff happens, but like I said, it's just another layer to the challenge when you enter one of these design contests. So again, all of these got 5 stars and favorites from me. And again, that's all of them. We're through every playthrough. The Major Design Championship Challenge here. Again, check out all the great courses. Links coming up in the stream for you right now. The full list of 23. Check them all out. Give them plays. Give them favorites. Give them some love. Get into their completed course threads. Tell them what you think about the courses. And then sit back. Thanks, Curtis. Thanks, Bavakian. Sit back. I mean, this is where the judges begin to roll up their sleeves. Some tough deliberations about to take place as, you know, we kind of start figuring out who's going to make that cut first off, and then really start dissecting those that make it to the second level, and, you know, really dive into these, playing all 4 sets, analyzing these to the nth degree and figuring out which course is going to win this contest and host the U.S. Open. There's already been some banter and discussion in the judges' war room. Most of the scores have trickled in for round 1. I know there's going to be more discussion this weekend trying to pare the field down. We will start announcing courses that did not make the cut. We will not give positions for those who don't make the cut, but we'll start announcing those who didn't make the cut. My guess will be either late next week or early the following week. So we'd be looking the week of the 6th. And then the plan is by Mother's Day weekend, we'll, you know, start counting down the top 10 until we get to the 19th, and we have our final show and announce the winner. So, again, that was Gladiator by Cullen Island, our final design playthrough. Again, you can catch them all on demand if you missed any of them. Check us out in the archives. And don't forget, coming up in about 20 minutes' time, I will join TK and Scob for another edition of the Diamond Cutters. That is coming up on TK's channel. Give me a sec. I'll go ahead and... well, I wouldn't throw the link in, but just go raid TK when it's ready. But, yeah, we'll be on his channel in about 20 minutes' time and see if we can restore order to the TGC community and have Scob finish last in skins where he rightfully belongs. So, until then, everybody, thanks, TK. I appreciate that. We'll see you over on his channel in 20 minutes' time. This is Mayday signing off. Goodbye for now, everybody.